Awesome. We are live. Cool. So, the usual, hey everyone, just a reminder that the meeting's being recorded. It's going to be posted to YouTube, actually live streamed. Participation in the meetings is to abide to the CNCF as well as Tax Security Code of Conduct. I'll need one person or two people to help me scribe. So if there are any folks that want to volunteer to scribe, just taking down big action items and discussion outcomes, that would be awesome. And yeah, I think most of the folks here have already put in their names and their affiliations and whether they have any updates in their attendance. So let's go ahead. So first off, wanna see whether there are any new members to this meeting, or if you've joined a couple of times or it's been a while since you joined. Do you want to do a quick introduction?
Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Marius Sabath. I'm a senior engineer in IBM Research, and I'm part of the Zero Trust white paper under CNCF security tag, and I'll give you a quick update on this at some point. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to see you again, Marius. Awesome. Anyone else? Cool. So just quick update. I think Raga, were you on the EMEA time zone meeting?
No, I was not.
Okay. We'll skip that. Then I think we have some TOC updates. Andy was on that. So we'll get an update for that unless there was anyone else on the TOC meeting. If not, we go straight into project updates. So I think we have a couple of project updates today. So maybe we'll start with if I go down the list here, Mike, do you want to start?
Sure. So two small updates. One is we're starting, or rather, last week we started the real world sort of policy work regarding sort of real world supply chain policy, where we're currently sort of finalizing the scope of that and some details. And for folks who are interested, feel free to stop by. We meet every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, whatever that may be your time zone. And then the second thing is there's still some exploratory work with trying to apply the supply chain security best practices, the secure software factory reference architecture to some CNCF projects. The Cubescape project has or some members of the Cubescape project have expressed some interest. So we have an introductory call with them at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. If folks are interested, just feel free to ping me. It's just kind of like an impromptu sort of just initial discussion just to kind of figure out like, hey, who's going to, what meeting should folks join and how to get involved. And there is an issue for that. Let me bring, I'll post it in chat once I get it. That's.
Do you mind putting in the meeting notes as well?
Sure. Yeah. And that's it for supply chain security working group.
Hey, Michael, quick question for that. So I know policy working group also is working on a number of policies and repositories of policies that can be utilized by everyone. Is there any collaboration of this initiative with them?
So this is not policy as code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is more like the higher, and I know policy is kind of overloaded term. It's more from the like, how should people be applying the best practices in a realistic way? Brendan, do you agree? I don't know if you would word it differently.
I'm assuming you're talking about me, not.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
So ultimately, it has to be as code, right? Otherwise, how do you enforce it, right? You'll have to integrate it with some policy engine, right?
Yeah. I think we are not at that point yet with the supply chain definitions. We are still at the stage of philosophically, like, what are we asking for? Because I think there is like a lot of people on the executive level say, I want a software with secure supply chain, but what does that really mean? So is that vulnerabilities? Is that fuzzing? Is that like build provenance? And I don't think that's defined yet. So I think at least we are still working on that high level of like what to ask. And this effort is meant to just define definitions there.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Once you get all this squared away, I think, and the policy can be utilized differently for different enterprises, right? There's a way to change the logic and all that fun stuff. Okay, cool. I'm good. Thank you.
I think one thing that's interesting, because like in the discussions we've had, we've gone like, yeah, we want to talk about these things, but maybe it sounds like this is more generic policy things. And wondering, like, I think one thing we said was we could quote like the Kubernetes policy paper to say like this is kind of like prerequisite reading, so you kind of know what policy is. If there's any references that the policy group knows that are good for us to kind of be like, yeah, we're talking about policy. There's a lot of stuff around policy that's basics that if you read this article or read this document, it provides a little bit more context rather than like we have to like redefine everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I think next up we have next on my list is Raga.
Yes, I'm here. So 3 updates. This I had shared in the previous meeting also. We are in the request for comment phase. So first one is audio project. So we as in Shlomo and I completed the recordings for the version 2. And we requested Aradhna and she has gracefully agreed to review. But I think for this moment, if anybody else is willing to go through the audio recordings, which is about 20 to 30 minutes long, and we should be good to go ahead with publications. So I was not part of the review phase in the previous iteration. I was one of the recorders per se. So any inputs for us to consider before we go ahead with the reviews will be very much welcome. So feel free to reach out to me or let me know here or over Slack. That's also fine.
Awesome. I guess right now, since you're on the call, do you have a timeline for the reviews that you're thinking?
Over the weekend.
Okay, awesome.
That's the only time I got.
Thank you, Aradhna. That's
no worries.
That's awesome.
Good. It's gonna be everyone's. We should put this in podcast form so people can load it on the app and then listen to it in the car or something.
Yeah. This will go to our SoundCloud. I'll figure out a way to upload that, but it would be great to get some reviews and thoughts if anything should be done differently. And that's audio project. So second one is with the security assessment. Security guidelines for new project. This was a recent initiative that I took up, and the guidelines are, at least the high level was shared by Emily, and I have went ahead and taken the liberty to formulate the whole book. So now that is available for review. And if you feel strongly to include something or exclude something or update a few of the guidelines I have put up, please feel free to go ahead. I have linked both issue and the working document. And once we have, I think for a week or two, we can wait until we discuss the next phase, how it will be put up in the contributor.cncf.iu.
So I think I have well, before that, any questions on this book? Okay, so I think I have two questions for you, or maybe two requests. One of it is, could you send it out to the mailing list for like a request for comment? Are you familiar with the communications template that we have?
I had done it about a year and a half ago when we did for lexicon, but
Yeah.
I'll go refresh my memory and I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, this is a link for convenience, but yeah, it'll be good to get it out. I think usually for documents like that, we leave 2 weeks for request for comments, at least to keep it open. So I think that's the first thing. The second one is, are you speaking to anyone from contributor strategy now, or is there someone you're talking to?
I have not. So Emily is my point of contact, but other than that, I have not spoken to anybody.
Okay. Let me see if I can send an email, and then we can kind of bridge the gap there with the contrib strategy group earlier than later.
Is there any specific thing I should interact or seek feedback from them?
No, I think pretty much it's like, yeah, we've written this. So obviously, I think the as highlighted the issue, we want it to be part of their contrib guide, right?
Fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, so I think one of it is like, how do we get it in there, and from their side, whether what's the process for that. I think Amy.
Let's add the destination for this guide.
Yeah, so just for context, I think Amy, this work is kind of like, there is a page right now in Contributor Strategy Guide which talks about how to set up a new project. And I think we want to do something similar, just like another resource on the page.
Oh,
So,
you know what? That probably means a contributor growth group, which
which
actually meets this Thursday. So tomorrow, you got a chance to be able to do this one.
contributor growth.
Let me go find it in Talkify for you. Give me a hot minute.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, per the issue, it is contributor.cncf.iu. And if it is contributor growth, I'll be more than happy to connect with either of them and get this rolling.
Let's take a look at their website now. I think contributor. Yeah, I messed it up. Who is this maintained by? This is under contributor strategy, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of their. It
See,
looks
the
like.
thing is, there's a bunch of different groups in there, and that's why I'm like, I think if you have space, I'd try for the meeting tomorrow. I drop that over in the chat. If not, track towards the full working or the full tag meeting on March 9th.
Gotcha. I see.
All right. I will sync with Emily also, as she was the one who suggested the target for this paper. So I'll try to sync with her and get her opinion as well. But tomorrow I will try and join this meeting. Thank you, Amy.
Cool. Raga, I think you had one more.
I have one more, security assessments. So Justin and I have written the first draft. So it's now available for review and feedback. And the main point of review is to see if we have missed out any major things, or is there is a strong opinion for any particular topic, preferably at a high level kind of a feedback. And if any of the contributors who have gone through this assessment process or are in the pipeline have feedback or comments about this process and their experience, they can write an expert commentary as well. So this is what Justin would expect as a feedback or review for this book. And I see we are getting a lot of interest right now, and I think Justin also shared this for our mailing list yesterday, and that's getting a good feedback and response. So if any of you in this meeting or the viewers of this meeting are interested, please reach out to us and share your feedback. Thank you. That's about me.
Awesome. While we are on this security security assessment book topic, I had a chat with Justin yesterday, and it seems like the current state of the book requires some sort of, like, you know, how we do the white paper and working group, and it's kind of like a similar cadence. So it doesn't nicely fit within any of the categories of working groups that we have now. So one proposal that I mentioned to him was that we can start using some of these calls that we have. I know he's been socializing in on the Indian time zone working group, but he's in APAC right now, and so can make this one. I think Justin Capos. Yes, Justin Capos. So the thought there is to have a trial and try and start making this meeting as a ongoing working group towards the security assessments. If we see that that's more discussion, or there needs to be more like additional space for other topics, we can break out to its own working group, and hopefully find like a time zone that works for any APAC, although that's like a tricky situation. But yeah, so starting the next meeting for the NA tech security meeting, we'll have a section, maybe like 15-20 minutes every time, to just go through parts of the security assessment book, and to kind of have discussions, have commentary. And you know, we want to create something that's high quality and has more perspectives as well.
Absolutely agreed. But unfortunately, I will not be able to join this meeting on an ongoing basis because my class clashes directly to it. And I'll try as much to join whenever I can, but Mondays and Wednesdays on the same time every week, next 3 months.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think we will have enough of a quorum to kind of just take notes. In the meantime, I will take up lead on that, and then if someone wants to step up later, happy to pass on the role.
Thank you for that.
I think next up, I think we have Marius today. That's who will be able to tell us a bit about the Zero Trust white paper.
Okay, so hi again. So I'm the project co-lead for the Zero Trust in Cloud Native white paper that we are writing. So we presented this paper during the Cloud Native Security Conference in form of a 5 members of the group panel. So we discuss in details the paper. basically, what are the main principles of Zero Trust? What is the motivation behind our work? What are the best practices for the implementation, the challenges with the implementation? And basically, we cover the space. So we are in the process of writing this paper. We meet regularly on Fridays morning, Eastern time, around 11 o'clock. So please join us if you're interested to see what we do. We still need some technical aspects to be covered, and basically trying to promote and make sure that we have nice coverage of different technical views for the paper. So I will post all the links in a meeting notes.
Yeah, I think thanks, Mariusz. And let me find this. It's a document in here.
Yeah, I'll send the link. I can post the link somewhere in your document. I have it right here.
Okay, you have it. Yeah, and maybe if you want to just if you don't mind, maybe take maybe a couple of minutes to just like walk through what the paper is about, at least at a high level, like the topics. That'll be good.
Yeah, and we can set up a special session just to review the paper and get feedback from everyone also, I think that'd be a good idea, Marius.
Sure. Yeah, well, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Maybe let's have this as a kind of a separate presentation session at the next meeting.
Fantastic. So in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Good
Awesome.
idea. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Aran, can you add that to the meeting agenda? For the
Yeah,
future meeting?
I will add it to the agenda, and then we can also create a presentation issue.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. I knew that was coming.
Everything ends with opening an issue. Yes. Thanks, Arana. Okay, let's see. Is it Alok, you had an update on the white paper?
Yes, so based on the Google poll that we sent over to the communication list and based on the responses, we are scheduling the first kickoff call on coming Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific. I will send out an invite to the communication list today after the call.
Awesome. Very exciting. Cool. Let's see. So, I think that's all the. I have one quick update. So as you know, we do security assessments. We have kind of additional role as like security assessment facilitator. The Matthew, who's been taking out that role for the past year or so, has other commitments now. He's not able to. He has to kind of slowly transition out of that role. So wanted to kind of give a shout out to that's just going on, and if anyone is interested in kind of filling that spot, or wants to dive deeper into security assessments, definitely feel free to reach out to one of the TLs or chairs. We can talk about it, tell you a little bit more, and yeah, if there's something of interest to you, there is that position that we're hoping to fill in the near future. Cool. I don't think we have anything else that's on the agenda. I'm just want to go around, see whether we have any topics that people want to bring out. If not, we will probably spend the next 5-10 minutes to triage a few issues, and then we can close the call.
Hey, I got one. long time no see. I want to check in and go try and get myself back on these calls again. But security pals, any action, any sort of, it looks from the issues like nothing's happened with it. Do we want to try and get that started again? With the mention of the security assessment book, I'm wondering if there's some sort of parallels related to that.
Yeah, so there recently was a request for security pals for, I think, a Cilium. Yes, for Cilium. I don't think we ended up formalizing that. We have an ongoing conversation around general security assessment, security pals, and now we have a new effort, which is kind of like lightweight threat modeling. That's mainly going on in the EMEA time zone. And I think we're trying to figure out, we have these three things. What is their placement, and like how do we want to go about doing it? Because at the same time, like it's great that we have all these different efforts, but if we don't have the right people or enough people to kind of spread it around, we don't want to spread thin. So given that you have a lot of the background in security pals, I'd like to propose maybe that we have we set up some time, maybe next meeting, to talk about security pals, security assessments, and also get maybe Emily from the TOC or more members from the TOC to come in and kind of talk little bit about, based on the current TOC and the history over the last 2 years, because it's been a while, of projects that they're seeing and security requirements, how should we evolve the security pals and assessments process?
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get her to book in that time and we can talk about those two things as well.
Awesome. Thanks, John. I can note to myself to go schedule that. Okay, anything else? If not, we will do some quick triage. We'll just do 2 issues. Okay. So what's this? Integration of certificate LCM for the security processes. So I think this was from the previous call and talked about certificate management. And this was a broader question on what the best practices for doing certificate management, if I recall. It does look like this overlaps quite a lot with the Zero Trust working group. And potentially could be folded into that. Ratna and Marish, do you have any thoughts on this? I don't think Marish is on anymore.
What is the question again, Brandon?
So we have this new issue. Well, this issue opened by Mark, 1035.
Okay.
He talked about some guidance, and he has a pretty good list of resources. So wondering whether some of that can be useful.
Utilize in Zero Trust? Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you can just use some of those resources in there.
What is the issue number? 1035. Okay, I'll take a look
105.
at it, Brandon, and suggest this to Marius.
And also just tag you both here so that.
Thank you.
What's this? ID. Yeah. Next issue we have requesting a security representative for Kubernetes data protection working group. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the working group wants to they have a data protection charter, and looks like they need thoughts on the security aspect of the storage. Yeah, so I think I did reply to this, but I did not follow up to it yet. So I think the next steps for this is for them to come by. So we can try and aim for, let's do the 8, probably that should be good. Let's see. There appears to be a duplicate copy in the SSF application on page 14. Okay. Okay, I think I will have to add a service now ticket to get this resolved, because we don't have the source for it's with the CNCF team. So I will take an action item. Oh. Okay, I think that should be good for now. And if there isn't anything else, we can close out this meeting. Any other comments, questions, things that folks want to bring up?
Thank you, Brandon. All good. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.